Hi, I'm Brennan Sim, Senior Vice President of EB-5 United. Today, I would like to welcome you to the world of immigration by investment. In particular, the recently reformed U.S. Immigration by Investment Program, otherwise known as the EB-5 Program. In 1990, the U.S. adopted into law the EB-5 Program, which stands for the Employment-Based Fifth Category Program. The EB-5 program allows foreign investors to invest in U.S. development projects, and so long as those investments create more than 10 U.S. jobs per investor, then the investors obtain a U.S. green card. This program has been a huge success over the past few decades, especially helping the United States come out of the financial crisis of 2008 and 2009. Tens of thousands of people have utilized the EB-5 program to create millions of U.S. jobs and help hundreds of thousands of people immigrate to the United States. Now, let's get an update on recent changes to the EB-5 program. On June 30th, 2021, the EB-5 program was shut down as it did not pass a unanimous consent vote in the Senate. This led to a complete program shutdown, and Congress was scrambling to reauthorize the EB-5 program because all the past investor petitions were no longer being adjudicated by USCIS. In December of 2021, EB-5 United representatives went to Washington, D.C. to make their case that the EB-5 program needs to be reinstated and that all investors need to be grandfathered so that their petitions can never stop being adjudicated by USCIS. Luckily, we were successful. On March 15, 2022, President Biden signed into law the EB-5 Reform and Integrity Act. This included the following changes to the program. Number one, the program received a clean extension through September 30th of 2027, more than 5 years of runway. Number two, the minimum investment amount rose from $500,000 in a targeted employment area to $800,000 in a targeted employment area. As well, in a non-targeted employment area, the minimum investment rose from $1 million to $1,050,000. Number three, the grandfathering language was included in the bill. This means that all investor petitions filed before September 30th of 2026 must be adjudicated in full by USCIS and cannot be stopped even if there is another lapse in the EB-5 program for any reason. Number four, Congress added new set-aside visas to the program. 20% of all the EB-5 visas now must be set aside for rural projects, 10% for targeted employment area urban distress projects, meaning that the projects have more than 150% of the national average unemployment rate, and 2% for infrastructure projects. What this means is that now when investors invest into projects such as a rural project, they can obtain one of the 20% of the visas that is set aside for rural investment. So, if you are Chinese, Vietnamese, or Indian, and potentially have a backlog where you will have to wait to obtain a green card, you can skip this backlog by investing in a project that qualifies for set-aside visas. Number five, rural projects also receive priority processing. The USCIS has not given clear guidance on how much faster priority processing will be, but we do know that it will be faster than applying in any other type of project. At EB-5 United, we have raised more than $550 million through the EB-5 program, helping more than 1,000 investors obtain more than 2,000 green cards for themselves and their families. At EB-5 United, we have structured a simple philosophy to help all of our investors meet their two primary goals. Number one, to obtain a U.S. green card for themselves and their family. And number two, make a sound investment in a real estate project that returns all of its principal to the investors. At EB-5 United, we like to use a high equity structure with well-capitalized developers to ensure security for our investors. We also like to work with projects that are already under construction and creating jobs. EB-5 United's philosophy also revolves around us being a fiduciary on behalf of its investors. Many EB-5 regional centers in the past have raised money for their own development projects. We see this as a conflict of interest, as these groups are simply raising money and lending it to themselves. At EB5 United, we are simply raising the money and loaning it to the project on behalf of the EB5 investors and overseeing that loan. Therefore, our financial interests always align with our investors. On behalf of EB5 United, we hope that you enjoyed these program updates and that this video can be useful for you and your journey abroad. If you have further questions on the EB5 program, please don't hesitate to contact us at EB5 United. Thank you.